Okay, guys, we're doing something that we normally never do. This is your girl Otaku, also known as Yukino64. I am still trying to comprehend what I just watched. I actually had to make an emergency trailer analysis video because my voice is still sore from screaming. I actually wasn't even watching the direct while it was live. I actually was gonna watch it later because I was doing work. Actually, was in the middle of a meeting, and then I had to wait for the meeting to end or towards the end. And my phone immediately started to blow up towards the end of my meeting, and I'm going like, "What the hell is happening?" And everybody in my friends list is telling me you need to log into the direct right now. Check out the direct. You got to check it out. So I'm kind of catching up a little bit. I was running behind. I guess I was maybe like 10-15 minutes behind the actual like live direct, and they announced the collection, the 1 2 3 collection game. So which is really nice upgrade. I'm not gonna overshadow that because I mean the cloud version sucks on the Nintendo, so having the actual native port of the game is also great. I was a little pissed, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of pissed because I was like, oh hey, Kingdom Hearts news, but it's just the port. And then we fade into this. I'm gonna just kind of let this play, and I'll let this play through all the way through, and then I'm gonna kind of go in
この世界の
and
構
break
造
it
はとて
down.
も複雑で、私たちが定義する光と闇を具現化したものは存在しなかった。でもそれを定義するものがこの世界に来たことで、この世界にも私たちの定義する闇が現れた。
Okay, so as you guys already saw, that was we only maybe have like a minute and 20 seconds of actual content. Now I'm going to start from the beginning because I actually got a little tripped up when I saw it. I think it was just mostly the hype. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance, like I said, to record my reaction because I literally had to mute myself in the middle of the meeting. I had the thing going on in the background, and I saw that, and I was just like, "Oh my god, it's Kingdom Hearts 4." That's pretty much how I literally was like whispering at work. It's like, oh, it's Kingdom Hearts 4. Anyway, I will admit I kind of got a little tripped up. I'm just gonna mute this for a second. The thing, I got a little tripped up when this first popped up in the trailer because I actually thought that the person we're seeing is the person that we're talking or is talking. Because this does not look like the Masters of Masters body shape. In fact, if we fast forward a little bit, this actually kind of gives off a little more of a feminine physique. And I don't believe this is Lucio either. So this is another person in a cloak figure that we don't know yet. Also, this is an amazing sky view of basically, I guess, downtown Tokyo at this point, or what we know as Quadratum, which is just Tokyo. But it's also something very interesting they said. So I'm going to rewind that back. So basically, the world we're in, this unreality, as they kind of described it, they're like the structure of this world is different. Basically, they didn't have light and darkness. This isn't an in between. There's no light and darkness. This is just it's just there. It just exists. And then this I what I assume actually I think is Strelitzia. I probably have to double check that. I feel like this is Strelitzia probably explaining what's going on to Sora. She's probably explaining like, hey, we didn't have these phenomenons before, like these heartless, these light and darkness, they didn't exist. Because she's technically not from this world either. Neither is Sora. They're both sort of outsiders in a way. And we don't know why. We don't know why people from essentially their world is coming to this world or our world. We're not quite sure what exactly unreality fully means. They explain it, but you know how the games are. They don't exactly explain it. I'm going to turn the volume just a little up so you guys can hear the audio a little bit. So we clearly see a big-ass Heartless. And they kind of say, but our rebel here brought these concepts with us. That's a very interesting term they use, concepts. They were like, light and darkness didn't exist in Quadratum. And then Charletia and Sora shows up, and next you know, these concepts of darkness start to show up. And that's interesting. I wonder if, I mean, the only thing we're really seeing is Quadratum. They haven't really shown any Disney worlds. We don't really know what was even going to be in here. There was supposedly a list, but I'm not going to trust those because a lot of lists are not accurate. But that is interesting. They used that word concepts. Also, if this is Dark Side, this is actually a pretty cool Dark Side. Let's continue. So it looks like he's already kind of messing up some of the buildings. This is going to be a very, very large fight that we see later on, which I'm excited for, because most of the time when we fight Darkseid, it's just, you're just sort of on the ground. It's just you and mano. But here it looks like it's going to be multi-layer, because that's the very best I'm building, y'all. All right. So essentially it's given physical form after they defined it. That's very interesting. This looks like a little bit of a train station over there, possibly. But Quadratum is looking good. This looks very modern. It's definitely something maybe closest we've seen is the Big Hero 6 world. Yeah, this is clearly a very feminine physique. So we don't know who this other person is. It could be Kairi, it could be Charletia. She could just also, I don't know why, if it is Charletia, why she has an organization code as well. But I do not believe this is either Yozora or Master. I know when I was initially looking at the trailer, I actually was thinking of Ava, the foreteller Ava, because she's still missing. We know at the end of 3, at the not secret ending, but one of the secondary endings, the foretellers return. We see everybody but Ava, and they were literally asking, where is she? Lucy's like, I don't know. I think 4 is going to probably touch on the subject of death or the afterlife, because clearly, I mean, technically Sora's dead, Charletia is dead. I would not be surprised if Ava's also here, because she might be dead. We don't know exactly the state of her well-being outside of she might have been killed. I mean, I'm still kind of on the train of she's Kairi's grandmother, but that's just me. I'm not the only one, but that's just me. But this could be, I think this is Charletia talking, but I think the figure we're looking at, I believe that might be Ava, but we don't know. Let's continue. And then the title. So I think I don't know if this is going to be the final title screen, but we're going to be like fast-paced here. So here it looks like some more of the battle. I don't know what this exactly is. Could be something flying. No, it's just something. Oh, cars. Cars flying. All right, so we can see a little bit of this gameplay. We saw a little bit of it on the first initial trailer, or the initial teaser. And it looks like he kind of, the keychain, the back of the keychain kind of has like a whip to it, from what we see. And he's using, I guess he's flying cars, the cars they're going to throw up. I guess these are probably going to be part of how the boss fight is. Kind of like how we did the, I'm blanking on it, but the zoom in attacks essentially in 3, where we could, the EX essentially, the focus, that we could zoom in on. But that is kind of cool though, with sort of like a whip aspect. We never really had a whip aspect with Sora's Keyblade. Also, this is very painful. He gets he kind of gets smacked into the glass here. So we do see NPCs. There are people kind of witnessing this fight. This looks like he's doing a breakdancing move, to be honest. But yeah, he's kind of getting his butt kicked a little bit. But we don't know what exactly his own status is, whether he has all of his powers or what in Quadratum. Like, we don't know exactly what happened to him post game. Like, that's what we're trying to figure out in this game. So this is clearly Celestia. I think she's talking to that female figure in the organization code. That is a weird pause. I apologize. But yeah, this clearly looks like an organization code. She's probably talking to this female figure. I think it's Ava. If it's not Ava, it's either Skull or it could be the Mysterious Star. Because we do know the Mysterious Star, I think, also knows Yozora, and the Mysterious Star is probably from Quadratum. We do not know who the mysterious star is. First, I think originally people thought it was Strelitzia, but then when we saw her, we were like, maybe it's not the star. It could be Skull. It could be her. We don't know. I think as much as when people saw the cutscene in 3 and you're in the final world and you're talking to the stars, some people think it's Celestia because they're like, well, he's taken by someone else's heart, or if he knows something happened to me, he'll be upset. I think the name that was given, because we don't know whose name was said, I don't think it's Marluxia. It would have been interesting if it was Marluxia or Lorum, as the true name would be. But I think they're actually referring to Yozora, and I think this female figure, if it's not Ava, it could be that mysterious female figure that's looking for Yozora. Because she's like, his heart is taken over by another. He doesn't look like he's supposed to. This guy, I'm gonna pause a little bit quick. This is the only person we've seen in the trailer whose actual face is revealed that we do not know. I had trouble on trying to figure out who this could possibly be. I mean, the way his demeanor is, the way his face, the look. I took a couple minutes and I was like, we've seen everyone that's been shown so far is usually somebody tied to Quadratum. Strelitzia, who died, is tied to Quadratum. Sora, we know who died, is tied to Quadratum. And then I remembered something. Because there's another gentleman later in the trailer that I thought was Yozora, and I'll get back to that. But I think this person here that we're seeing right now, I think this is actually Yozora's real face. Because as you guys recall, when he's fighting Sora, he says, my name is Yozora, but this isn't what I look like. And it kind of looks like he's wearing some military type outfit, because I believe Luxor called him captain or commander, so some sort of military title. And I think this might be him. I think something happened after our fight that his face, I guess, gets revealed. Or this could be another character entirely. I do believe this could be Yozora's in the flesh. We might actually see his face. I mean, I would not put it past Nomura to just drop a big ass hint like this and like, oh yeah, this is what he looks like, and then just you have the reveal. So this character, we do not know who in the world he is at all. My theory is I think this is actually what Yozora looks like, merely because the outfit looks very military, very official. Who knows? Because immediately right after this, we get someone who kind of looks like Yozora. He actually kind of looks like Noctis. I actually was sitting here thinking this was Noctis the entire time. But then I started to kind of look around some of the characters, because I'm like, we're probably going to get people we haven't seen. Or remember, guys, Missing Link and part of the other mobile games are probably going to be integral to the story here. So I actually went to look at Dark Road. I was looking at all the characters that I was in the Dark Road section, and I was like, you know what? This could be Volley. Volley's the only person that has black hair like this and wears a mask. I really thought that was kind of strange. I was like, this isn't Noctis. Noctis doesn't look like this. Its outfit's similar, but this could be Volley from Dark Road. And we see Xehanort later on. Volley knows Xehanort, so that could be a tie for that. Honestly, though, the way the outfit's designed, at least the jacket portion, kind of looks like Riku's. I don't know why. Maybe just Nomura's character laziness, but I mean, who knows? We see some cars, we see some bridges, some food place. I wonder if we'll be able to visit that to get like items or food items, a bus. So, but I do believe this character, I think this might be Volley. And I've actually seen some other people also say this might be Volley from Union Cross Dock Road. This is 100% Luxord. They're not even trying. They're not even trying. This is 100% Luxord. He was clearly hinted at the end of Remind. That was definitely his voice. He had blonde hair. We also don't know the origins of where he comes from. There's a few of the organization members we do not know. We know where Roxas comes from. We know where Marluxia and Lexine comes from. You know, we do not know where Luxord came from. And Demix. So number 10, number 9, we do not know where their origins lie. Everybody else, you know, 1 through 8, we know where they're from. 11 to 13, we know where they're from. And we know where Shion's from. So he looks good. I mean, this is definitely more polished than people think. I had once said after the state of play, not state of play, but the game summer game fest, was that after Final Fantasy VII Part 3 was announced, I literally was telling my Discord buddies that once 7 was announced, I said watch Kingdom Hearts 4 start to actually get trailers and announcements, because I really think Square Enix wanted to get 7 out the window, and I really do believe we're gonna get a late 2027 release date, because with 7 being released earlier in the year, it would make more sense to not have them like back to back. So having one probably say around March, maybe April, and the other one say like November of 2027, that would make more sense. That would 100% make more sense. And I definitely do feel like this game, it looks more polished than it is. I believe they're changing their strategy up where they're not constantly showing trailers over and over again, because that sort of messes up, at least with the shareholders, when the game is actually coming out. I do think these are actually closer than what we like to believe, and I hope so. I really do hope that we start to have more trailers down the road. Maybe something at Tokyo Game Show, maybe something at D23, Gamescom, etc. So we shall see. But this is 100% Locksword. He's looking good. This outfit also looks kind of military, so I do think that the other character we saw, the one we do not know, I do think that he's probably working with him or for him. This is 100% the Master of Master. I'm actually going to rewind that. This got to be the Master of Masters. That is his walk. If not him, Lucio. These are the original OGs. This is the Master of Master. He looks, he might be in a different world, because this looks very foresty, or he's just in a park or something. I'm not quite sure where he's located, but we can't see his face still very covered in black. I actually was saying, I actually thought the guy we saw earlier, I thought this also could have been Master of Master, and I'm like, nah, he's not going to drop something that big that early. Nomura's crazy, but he's not that crazy. We do get a confirmation of Goofy and Donald. This looks like they're in Hercules World, Underworld, because that looks like Hades Fire. Also, they're back to their KH4 design, so I know some people were complaining about Sora looking a little too realistic, but apparently that's just the design of Quadratum, or whatever that world's eventually going to be called. So glad to see these fellas back. Also, fun fact, a little bit before I made this video, I actually was at a convention where Bill Farmer was at, and before I even got a word out, because he saw I was having him sign my Kingdom Hearts cover book, he said, yes, I know a new game's coming out. No, I don't have anything to say about it, or I can't say anything about it. I wonder if he knows it's coming out soon. I wonder if he's done work on it, because normally the voice acting part it tends to be the last bit of the game. This is very iconic, because we've had 2 artwork pieces drawn by Nomura, with Xehanort, specifically young Xehanort, holding an umbrella. I don't think this is the Xehanort we know. I think this is a version of Xehanort, but it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to be on our side. I think he's going to be friendly. This is literally wearing the exact same outfit he's in the drawings. This looks maybe a little funky, but they probably just need to work on polishing this a little bit better. Sora's clearly just soaked at this point. This umbrella is not helping his case at all. But yeah, clear umbrella, young Xehanort. Looks like they're still in Quadratum, but we've only really seen all of this. This is probably clearly the beginning part of the game. Like the first 5-6 hours, probably the tutorial. Kind of like how we spent all that time in Twilight Town and 2. So yeah, that's interesting. Was he always that tall? This maybe, I know it's young Xehanort, but he looks a little bit older here. And then Sora kind of looks a little strange here, but we'll figure that out. And then the gameplay. So what I actually noticed between the Nintendo Direct version and because I'm on the Kingdom Hearts page, the Kingdom Hearts page actually has more polish. There's actually some things they changed on the gameplay side that makes it look more cleaner. So it's a little confusing of how far along they actually are. I don't know what this enemy is, but these are probably going to be those big body enemies. It looks like they have these shield things. These are pretty cool. And then we're at night. So apparently in the Nintendo Direct version, all this was not here. This was not here. This was just kind of regular, the 104 building, just kind of regular buildings. Didn't have any advertisements. It looks like he has these gold chains. We saw this in the first trailer. These kind of like Vanitas a little bit. Because Vanitas also rolled on chains, but they weren't gold. But I wonder if these are going to be special attacks. We don't necessarily see the menu over here yet. These new shadows are definitely a little creepier. These are not Neo shadows. I don't know what they are. They look a little uncomfortable to me. But yeah, these are definitely some new enemies, some new variations of shadows. This symbol actually looks very familiar. I believe we've seen this before. I'm trying to figure out where though. But he summons a whole bunch of keychains. I want to say Birth by Sleep. I feel like we've probably seen these not necessarily their charms, but we have seen this specific shape before. And he goes to summon something out of it, which is a bunch of keyblades. So it could be a link to the past, because these usually appear when it's like a link to the Union Cross Keyblade Warriors. So far this looks pretty smooth. This it looks like this special attack. And obviously this is clearly a boss fight we have. It might be multi-level. We normally don't have that. And you got innocent people getting hurt. What I'd like to point out is they already censored this trailer. It looks like she was wearing a skirt. She might be wearing pants or red shoes, but I think they changed her outfit. No, did they? I think she's wearing like different shoes. But yeah, so I'm not gonna worry too much about that. But this looks pretty cool. That looks like we might have a multi-stage boss fight. Is she wearing the same red shoes? No, okay, she is. All right. And then obviously we get punched, and that's the end of the trailer. Now, what's very interesting is that they said it's multi-platform, and it will come out on launch multi-platform. So PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, Steam, etc. We still don't know have a release date. I do think we're gonna probably get more information either Tokyo Game Show. I do think we're probably gonna get stuff D23. I do think they're going to. I think both 7 and Kingdom Hearts are probably gonna get ramped up because they're probably preparing for next year. I think they've learned a lesson last time with 3, because 3, they kept showing trailers and screenshots, and we were like, when is the game coming out? The game's coming out this time, the game's coming out this time, and we just didn't have a date. And that was a little bit frustrating because we just didn't know what was happening. I think this time they are completely changing how they're working their way around this, and they're going to be like, you know what, we're going to start announcing trailers probably a year before it released. They're going back to how they were when Kingdom Hearts 2 got announced, because they announced the game and then like 6 to 8 months later, game came out. So I do think that's probably what they're going to try to do. I strongly believe 2027 is a release date, which makes the most sense because it's his 25th anniversary. If I'm counting the release date right, so I think it came out in 2002. So fall of 2002 or fall of 2027, I think makes sense. I really do think it makes sense. It's 2020. I can't even talk right now. 25th release date or 25th anniversary, and it's just. I'm just hyped. I'm hyped, y'all. I really do kind of hope this will be. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like teen rated, but I do hope it's gonna be a slightly darker, a little bit more mature. It doesn't have to be crazy mature, but I'm excited for any of the worlds that are gonna be announced. I'm excited for. Hopefully they announce other Final Fantasy characters. It actually would be cool if they have Noctis, but I don't think they're gonna actually have Noctis. It would be interesting if they have any characters from 19 or not 19. I am all over the place, y'all. I hadn't had coffee. That's how I'm excited and jittery I am. But 13, I would like to see maybe characters from 9. Maybe some other characters from 8. I know we have Squall, but it'd be kind of nice to have like Renoa also there as well. And, even from the older games. Maybe 16. We might get Clive. We might get Clive and Torgal. Who knows? But yeah, we will probably hear more information as the years for going into next year. But oh boy, what do you guys think? Who are these mysterious characters? What do you think are the worlds that's going to be announced? I'm excited. I will catch you guys on my next stream though. Everybody stay safe. Peace.